In this tutorial, we are going to discuss the concept of negative numbers and integers. Okay, so what we know so far about the number system is that we have learned about the natural numbers. These are the numbers that are bigger than or equal to 1. And then we also learned about the whole numbers. Whole numbers are the numbers that also contain 0 in addition to the natural numbers, right? Just like what we show in this number line. By the way, this arrow just means that this number line can be extended up to infinite length, right? And this is the space of all positive numbers, counting numbers, what we have learned about the number system, correct? Now, what if I say that if you extend this number line in the direction opposite to the direction of positive numbers, and if you keep extending it, you can go up to the infinite length opposite to the positive number space. How would you define something that drops below 0, that goes below 0? Okay, this is exactly where the concept of negative number comes. And this space of numbers, when they drop below 0, it is the space of negative numbers. All right. In other words, you can simply say that these are the negative whole numbers. All right. And where do they exist? So think about a thermometer. Okay. It is used to record the temperature, right? So when the temperature is in positive space, let's say 70 degree Fahrenheit or 60 degree Fahrenheit, we all know that these are the positive numbers, right? So what about those situations when we say that the temperature really dropped 20 below 0 or 40 below 0? How would you really measure that? And this is exactly where the concept of negative number sets in. It says that 20 below 0, it is defined as negative 20 degree Fahrenheit. This negative is an indicator that something is below 0, right? Likewise, we'll say negative 40 degree Fahrenheit. So these are some examples where we use the notion of negative numbers, okay? What other situations that come to your mind where we use negative numbers a lot? So consider this scenario as well. Let's say that you have a cash position of $100. This is the money you have. And let's say you went ahead and you bought something of $125, something that is more than what you already had. In order to do this transaction, because this was more than 100, you borrowed some money from somewhere, right? So you borrow $25, you put that money with you, that makes it 125, it equals, so that you can go ahead with this transaction and it becomes 0, correct? But in the process, when you say that you borrowed money, that means you owe some money to someone, wherever you borrowed it from. Let's say if you borrowed it from your friend, you owe him that much money. Okay, that means this is the amount of money, the $25 you borrowed, that you do not have with you, right? So your position is below 0 now. And that below 0 is a measurement of how much below 0. And that is where the concept of negative number will come in. Okay, so it is used, of course, very heavily in financial accounting systems and so on. This is how you define negative numbers, all right? And this entire space of numbers below 0, at 0, and above 0, this is called as integers. And a mathematical way of writing integers would be, integers are represented by this letter symbol capital Z. It is a set of numbers which are negative whole numbers, okay, and 0 and positive whole numbers. This entire set of numbers is called integers. So if I were to define integers, I would say integers are the numbers such as -2 or -5, 0, 3, 5, 10. All these numbers are integers because they represent whole quantity, whether positive or negative. But at the same time, if you were to write numbers such as 1/4, 20/6, 7/3, these are the numbers. They are not integers, right? They are fractions, and we have learned about that as well. Likewise, we will say that 20.50 or 5.2. These are also not integers. They are decimals. So with that, we will stop here, and in next couple tutorials, you will learn more about the properties or the operations rules on integers.